Oh, yeah, that's like a lifetime ago now. Yeah, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. Hey, did you guys get out of town just stay? Lose any trees or anything?
I saw that on Facebook. They said, they were launching.
Kim.
Nice.
Kim.
Good.
Kim.
No
That's
plants
prayer.
or any plants.
Oh, Blair. Blair
Something like
Bear.
that anytime.
Good.
Larry.
Flyer bar.
Flyer Bear.
Yeah, that's really what I wanted.
Okay.
I have one of those when I
I
drive.
think Ryan gets best dressed.
That's
Very. Look at Ryan.
Oh, Ryan, I thought you said Brian.
Oh, yeah.
He looks good.
Most times it's okay, but sometimes it's.
Lauren, you don't have to do that.
And then it's Brian with the whole day-long teal thing. I have a picture of it. I just hadn't posted it yet. I haven't decided what to say.
Proof that I have a smile.
Very good. You look good. Okay, everybody. Let's see. We're ready. Good evening, everybody. We are at our Tuesday, September 10th, Bluffton Town Council meeting, and all of council is accounted for. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, I can't see. We come to you tonight with grateful hearts and thank you for your protection over us during Hurricane Dorian. Thank you for our mayor and town staff, along with the first responders, medical, fire, police protection, and all others who are here to ensure our safety. We pray for the people of the Bahamas that have lost so much. We ask that you continually bless them with needed supplies and support so that they can pull their lives back together. Please give us wisdom during this meeting for us to make the right decisions for the people of our town. Amen.
Amen. Wonderful. Thank you. Next is adoption of the agenda. Mr. Orlando, any changes?
No, ma'am.
If not, is there a motion to
So moved.
accept? Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. Next, we have minutes from the August 13th meeting. If y'all have read through them, are there any changes? If not, is there a motion to accept?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. Presentation, celebrations, and recognitions. First, we have a very important presentation, if we can. This is, if you saw all the teal around, this is the color for ovarian. Lovely lady. Proclamation for Ovarian Cancer Awareness, which is the month of September. Whereas ovarian cancer claims more women's lives than any other gynecological cancer. And whereas ovarian cancer is difficult to detect and women are often not diagnosed until the disease has reached an advanced stage. Whereas early diagnosis of ovarian cancer can increase the survival rate to as high as 94%. Whereas certain factors can reduce the risk of ovarian cancer and play an important role in its prevention. Whereas awareness and early detection of ovarian cancer is the best means of protecting women's lives from this disease. And whereas September has been designated as National Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. Whereas Turn the Towns Teal is a campaign to create awareness of ovarian cancer and its symptoms. This campaign was the inspiration of Gail McNeil and goes forward in her name and in her honor. Whereas teal ribbons will be tied at all town hall buildings or at all Town of Bluffton buildings to raise awareness about the disease, along with symptom and information cards that will be available at all locations. I, Lisa Sulka, Mayor of the Town of Bluffton, along with the Bluffton Town Council, do hereby proclaim that September 2019 is Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month in the Town of Bluffton. Be it further resolved that the Town of Bluffton supports Turn the Town's Teal Awareness Campaign. Thank you for coming here to accept this. And I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell maybe your story and whatever you want. The mic is yours.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank the mayor and the town of Bluffton. They have been amazingly supportive of Debbie and Lindsay and my husband, Mark. They've worked very hard to make this possible. And this is important to me. I was diagnosed in 2012 and have been in treatment since. I haven't found remission, but I was diagnosed in late stage. And it's because I didn't listen to my body and what it was telling me. A lot of the symptoms for ovarian cancer are vague and can be attributed to other causes. So that's one contribution to so many late-stage diagnoses with ovarian cancer, and that's the sort of dismal survival rates. So we are trying to bring awareness this month to teach everybody what to look out for and to help them listen to their body and help them not be afraid to go to the doctor, because ruling out a disease is 50% of their job. And so just to go and have something ruled out, you don't have to feel embarrassed that you're headed to the doctor. But as the mayor said, in stage 1 and 2, the disease is very treatable and usually curable, but reversely in stage 3 and 4, it's extremely deadly. So thank you all for being here. And we do have information about the symptoms and signs all over the town. And please, if you can, take a minute to look at them and then share them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. So on this, I have a daughter that works for the Medical University of South Carolina, and they're watching on Facebook tonight. And her friend, Natalie Cox, is in her late 20s and was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in her teens. And she's a wonderful spokesperson for that in Charleston. So I told her to find you, and together y'all are unstoppable. So if they're watching, I told them to wear teal, find a day every week and put it on during September, and it just makes you think about it. So thank you very much. Absolutely. Next, we have Mr. Ryan Coleman, who is going to give us a permits map overview. I've been speaking at this from the rooftops, and I think all of council, when they've been out speaking to groups, always gets asked that question: what's going on here? What's going on there? Well, we have got information for y'all to be so empowered with, and Ryan is the creator of it. He's just a godsend to our town. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Mayor.
And you're going to talk about the permit and the Bluffton Explorer overview.
I want to thank y'all for giving me an opportunity to speak about these apps today. We've been working on these apps for the better part of the year, so really excited to get people using them and get that information out there. So like the mayor said, one of the main questions we get are, what are they building around town? So if you walk around Old Town right now, you see a lot of construction going on, and a lot of people have questions about, what are they going to put here? How's it going to look? So we created an application called the Permit Application Finder. And basically, if you see some development going on, say you're walking down Calhoun Street and you see some construction like this going on, you might see a public notice, which is a thing the town is doing now to give you the project name and some project description about the project. And then at the bottom, you'll see a URL. It's this URL. That is the permit application finder. That's townofbluffton.us/permit. So if you had your tablet or your phone on you, you can pull this application up. and then go to the Wright Family Park, wherever you are on Calhoun Street, and click that little blue marker there. And that gives you the information that it's a development plan, that it's been approved, and that it's they're constructing a bulkhead along the bank of the May River. So, show you a demo of this application. First, how to get there. This is the town website. If you go to Community and then Maps Gallery, that'll take you to all of our maps. You can find all of our maps and our applications there, both PDFs and web maps. If you scroll down a little bit or just type in permit in the search bar there, find the permit application finder. Gives you a little bit of information about what this map is and why we created it. Who to contact if you have further questions. Let's start with Wright Family Park, like we just showed. So you can either just, zoom around the map and find what you're looking for and pull up an application like this, or you can search. You can search by address, by a permit number, or a parcel number. Have the permit number. As you're typing it in, it will fill in the rest of it. Quickly find what you're looking for. And this is the St. Joseph's Candler, the building in Buckwalter Place. Some information here about the value and the square footage, and you can click this link right here. This takes us to the Citizen Access Portal that will give you some more information if you want to dig in deeper. Also search by parcel number. Takes you to this one. This is the Don Ryan Center shell building they're building. That gives you all the information about that as well. You can also, if you're interested, you can also filter the permits to find out more general information. So for example, if you wanted to know all the permits in town that are over a certain square footage, amount, click this filter button right here, and filter by square footage. That will show me all the permits that are over 10,000 square feet. And if you click this little button at the bottom, it's a little arrow that goes up. That's a table of all those permits. So, and you can export this to Excel using this options menu. So it's a real easy way of just pulling up information and filtering it down to just find what you want to look for. A bit about the Bluffton Explorer. We built the Bluffton Explorer back in 2010, and obviously a lot has changed since then, especially on the internet. That might as well be a million years. It run on Flash, which is a web technology that's being done away with, so we needed to upgrade it. It was difficult to upgrade to being in the cloud. It was a little bit slow because of the image maps, and you could only use it on your desktop. You can't pull it up on a tablet. So these are all things we wanted to fix. But the old Bluffton Explorer is still going to be there. So if you like using the old Bluffton Explorer, you don't have to change it. It's still going to be at townofbluffton.us/GIS. If you have a bookmark there, it'll still work. We created a new Bluffton Explorer. This one hopefully is much faster. Crucially, it works on tablets and phones. So it also uses vector maps, which are much faster, and you can use different base maps. So you're not stuck on just the Town of Bluffton website. You can use, the Bluffton Explorer base map. You can use Bing's base map or Google or whatever you like. And the web address is townofbluffton.us/map. To get to this map from the town website, you just click this little link in the upper right-hand corner. It says View Bluffton Explorer. And if you used Bluffton Explorer before, this should be pretty familiar. One thing I like to do is this full screen button that's in the upper right-hand corner. You zoom into the map. You can click on properties just as in the old Bluffton Explorer. It shows you the address, the parcel number, the owner, the zoning, so on. And you can also still click the Beaufort County logo to get tax information or the Google Street View to see the street view. If you want to change the layers, that's this button here called Layer List. It's similar to the Map Contents button in the old Bluffton Explorer. At the bottom, there's a one called 2019. That's the newest aerial photography. It should have all the other layers you're used to seeing here. Of course, you can search by address as before. You can also change the base map now. So this is this base map gallery button right here. And you can change that to something like National Geographic's map, or say a hillshade map. It doesn't really look like anything unless you zoom out. Or if you want to see a topographic map, we have these as well. Some of these are a little better than our map because you can actually see all the way. So if I turn on this imagery map, you can see all the way to Charleston and Savannah.
Ryan, can you still go back to like 1955?
Yeah, that's one of the things we're going to be working on here after this is getting all that imagery back on here.
Right.
So you will be able to do that. You now draw on the map and then print it out. Draw tool. Click the print button. There's different sizes and things you can choose here, as well as a PDF or an image if you would rather print it out as an image. Whatever you draw on the map is going to show up there. You can also do text or measurements or whatever you'd like to show. This app is pretty interesting. It's called Near Me. So if let's say you're in Old Town and you want to know like what's around me, if you click your location or select Locate Me, it'll show you all the historic structures near you, the parks that are nearby. If there's public Wi-Fi, that'll show up on here.
Wow. was the near me? I blinked. How
Sorry?
did you get to near me?
So it's this icon
Oh,
right
okay.
here on the left.
Okay.
And you can also select this little button right here. It says My Location. And if you are on your phone or your tablet, it'll zoom into where you're located. So it's a quick way of getting there. The main things I wanted to show today. So thank you very much. Please get with me if you have any questions.
Barry, any questions of Ryan? Ryan didn't tell you he invented Bluffton Explorer.
So I have one question. How often do you go back and update? You know,
So-
with all the new structures being built and the way that town's changing, how often?
So in the old days, it was a little difficult to keep the website updated, especially with all the changes we've had. With this new version, we should have much faster updates. So every week, we should be getting new information on the website.
So you were clapping, and I'm still going to brag about you. Brian invented Bluffton Explorer. He started it up and has made so many changes, and I can't believe it was 9 years ago, but I use it
long
all of
time.
the time. I used it to pull a building permit up from whatever. And so it's super easy for everyone to use and really helpful, so you're not having to make phone calls to staff. Thank you. So the next cool app we have is going to be shown by Brian McElwee, and it is called C-Click Fix. It's our version of Beaufort Connect, Beaufort County Connect. Right, Josh? Isn't that what it was called? Okay. Brian, you're up.
All right, thank you. Good evening. So I want to give a quick presentation on C-Click Fix. If you recall, about 2 years ago, we bought an app called Cartograph, which is our current operation and asset management software. We won an award for that after Hurricane Irma, a High Performance Government Award for implementing that during the hurricane. They have a partnership with C-Click Fix that acts as a request management software, so they work seamlessly together. So as part of the FY19-20 strategic plan, you all had a action agenda item for the citizen request software. So we purchased this in FY19, and back in May, we implemented it, slowly rolled it out. Basically, this allows residents to report any quality of life issues, any public service requests that may be around town, such as potholes, damaged signs, trees that might have fallen, et cetera, any non-emergency request. This comes to us automatically. So you see this fine gentleman right here. Hey, there's a down stop sign. He sends that in to us. It comes to me, it comes to Derek Coaxum, it comes to John Jury in the back. We see it instantaneously. It goes to Cartograph, and it pushes out a request for us to perform that work. So step one is for our citizen to see it. They put the request in. Step two, it comes to us. We acknowledge it. An automatic email comes out to the resident who submitted the request, says, thank you, we've received it. Then it goes into Cartograph. We then push it out to our guys to go take care of the problem. So this allows us to track all our labor hours, our equipment usage, everything that is involved with handling that request. So it's not just out in the void, someone's upset about something. They can actually see us, how fast we're responding to them. They get emails, they get updates. If we need further information, we can email them, basically ask for more information or clarification on an issue, and then follow up with them once we're complete with the task. You can download the app. This is what it looks like on your phone. As you can see, we've had 83 issues since May. We suspended it last week during the hurricane just in case we had other stuff we needed to do. As great as I am at talking, I am going to let this great video show you kind of how it works.
Let's face it, there's no shortage of work to be done in your community, especially when it comes to things like potholes, burnt out traffic lights, and downed signs. When a resident calls about an issue, you take a note and pass it to the maintenance crew. But with all the work to do, sometimes tasks get lost in the shuffle. The to-do list grows, residents feel like you aren't listening, and both sides are frustrated. That's why Cartograph and C-Click Fix have teamed up. Residents use SeeClick Fix to report issues directly to the people that can resolve them. City crews see those requests in Cartograph and do the work, sending instant notifications to residents along the way. The work is done in a timely manner. Citizens feel heard and respected, and they get a glimpse at all the hard work you've been doing for them. That's a win-win-win. Cartograph and SeeClick Fix, a community-first approach to building high-performance government.
So to download this, I'll show you here in a second the apps. You can download it from the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. But basically, to get started, you would go to seeclickfix.com, and you have to sign up for an account. So you create a username, which is basically your email, and a password. Basically, you can use this anywhere you want, not just Bluffton. So any other municipality that is using SeeClick Fix, you can see and report issues in those municipalities too. So what you will see when you log in, map of Bluffton, and you can zoom in and see other issues that are going on. This, for instance, is a sign maintenance request that I put in to adjust road, no parking signs on Bluffton Road to turn them a different angle. That immediately went to Public Works. They should be closing this out within the week. They would have done it last week if not for the hurricane. Again, you can see an issue here. I think this was about a tree, an oak tree being overtaken by vines. So do we need to go down there and assess the situation and clean up the tree? It comes to us automatically. We take care of it. So this kind of gives us a reporting dashboard. We can see all the different requests that we've had in the last month, the last year, the last 2 years, et cetera. You can see a lot of our requests are coming from town staff. This is how we track work orders internally. Hopefully after this presentation, we get more people to download it and get more interest in it. And I just want to give you a real quick demo on how to do it, how simple it is. So I noticed outside we have a debris pile left over from Dorian out on Pritchard Street. Zoom in to where you want to set your location. It is a tree issue. Select tree. Debris pile. Bridge. So the issue is a dead tree, broken limbs, fallen, everything. You could take a picture of it if you wanted to. You can take a picture from your phone and upload it. My email. Phone number in if you want. I do not want to submit anonymously because I want someone to follow up with me. Automatically submitted. Right now, my phone's going to beep that I got an email. It's like that fast. Again, it goes to an automatic response out that we've acknowledged it, we've received it, and then when it's closed out, you would get a response that it's closed and it's done. That's the quick and dirty of SeeClick Fix. It's pretty awesome. It's great for us to be able to track citizen requests much faster than what we were doing before, which was basically by word of mouth. I think Mark's happy to not have to tell me every day to go do something. It kind of comes to us
I don't have
automatically.
to text him anymore.
We don't have to text you anymore. Just
But
text.
this is how you would download it. I know that I'm not going to read those hyperlinks to you, but if you just go to the Apple Store, the Google Play Store, and search SeeClick Fix, it's the first thing that pops up. You download that, create an account, and you're ready to go.
Questions? I downloaded it.
Good.
There were some, and we just did this, so there were some like way back in 17 and 18, I guess. Did we possibly have this, or did the county have it?
No one had it. So again, anybody can download it and you can use it, but unless that municipality is also using it, it's just kind of out into the void. And so we never even knew that was there until we downloaded and purchased SeeClick Fix. Then we saw that there was there,
Yeah.
and some, if there's if somebody puts something that's inappropriate, we can flag that and have it removed. Try to keep the commenting to a minimum unless it's beneficial to the situation.
Can you clean up those older ones and either reply and close it out, or, because I see some red ones still out of our town as well.
If it's out of our town, we can't close it out.
Do
it's
we,
only within
we
our-
can't reply either?
No, it's
Okay.
only within our municipal boundary. So basically, Ryan's helped us create this. There's a shape file. the Bluffton boundary. So if anything happens outside of that shapefile, it's kind of out in that void. And I wanted to especially thank Matthew Carey. He's in our watershed management department. He really has been really helpful in getting this started, and he's basically started this from the ground with Ryan's help.
Thank you, Matthew.
Is there anything, Brian, that pops up and says not in town limits?
Yes,
Or
it will.
It tells, okay.
Right, it won't even let you.
So they don't just think you're ignoring them or whatever?
Correct. We try to respond back to it too. Like, we'll still see it, and we can still say, so, for example, if there's an issue on Bockwalter Parkway, we will actually reply, say, this is a county-owned road, and we put it in Beaufort County Connect. Yeah, and we say we have now sent this on to the county. So, even though kind of out of our jurisdiction, we're still helping.
Okay, you're letting them know you're forwarding the request to the county.
Yes, yeah.
Awesome.
Same
Any
with SCDOT.
Any other questions? Dan just downloaded it. I saw him, didn't you? Okay, I think everyone will download it. We'll have a list because Ryan knows. Great. This is really great help for people who email, and we have to reply with emails, so now we can go straight to the source.
And Mayor, if people aren't real technically savvy, do you have any other apps that may be around?
Yeah. Yeah, I have a little app, y'all, all you elderly people can go to get some quick help.
Computer and Napper. So, thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
She's watching, so you can give her a plug. Thank you very much, Brian. So that was it for our presentations. We have public comment, which no one signed up. Kim, anything? So public comment is over. Communications from mayor and council. I'll look to the right. Anything, Mr. Lutz?
I just want to commend everybody on the preparation and the thoughtfulness and the continual information that we received as it appreciate the amount of time and effort away from your families, the hours, and the communication that we received.
We all made it.
Think to the left?
Ditto.
Ditto. Good.
Yeah, same. I think they did a fabulous job, and they've had 4 years of practice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's uncanny.
Well, I think that on that side, everyone is ready, and like we said, it's up to the people to be ready, and I think everyone heeded the request and sheltered in place or left, and I think the reentry was really smooth. I've been asking people all day, how was the reentry? So hopefully we'll get that message out. It is okay to leave because it's easy to come back. We did talk about Ovarian Cancer Month, and I don't think we have anything else. Welcome. Oh, the leadership class is here. The Hilton Head Bluffton leadership class has begun. They have to attend meetings, so we have Mr. Gruber here that needs to attend another council meeting instead of his own. Thank y'all. I can't wait to hear your project. We're here to help if you need advice on what to do in Bluffton. We'll be glad to give you a list. Hint, hint. Okay, formal items. It's a lengthy one. We're going to get through this, but all very important information. First is our Accommodations Tax Advisory Committee funding request. Hello, Miss Natalie. How are you?
Good evening. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Doing well.
Okay. You have the Accommodations Tax Advisory Committee recommendations for quarter ending June 30th, 2019. This quarter we had 4 applications. Currently, there are $431,129 available to distribute. That is split between state and local accommodations tax. The first request is for the Historic Bluffton Arts and Seafood Festival. This will be the 15th annual festival and will take place October 12th through October 20th. The request is for $43,000 and is for support in advertising and promotion, municipality services, and tourist transportation as broken down in the staff report. The next request is from the Old Town Bluffton Merchant Society. They are requesting $25,000 in support of advertising and promotion of Bluffton as a destination. The next 2 are from the Palmetto Bluff Conservancy. The first is for the annual holiday celebration and tree lighting, which will take place Saturday, November 30th. They are requesting $25,000 in support of advertising and promotion, facilities for civic and cultural events, and municipality services as broken down in the staff report. And the final request is also from the Palmetto Bluff Conservancy. It is for the May River Music Festival for $60,000. The festival will take place in the evenings of September 19th through the 21st in various locations of Palmetto Bluff. And the request is for advertising and promotion, facilities for civic and cultural events, and municipality services as broken down in your staff report. The committee has recommended to fully fund all of the applicants. And I'd like to mention that Sam Britt, the chair of ATAC, is here. Christine from the Palmetto Bluff Conservancy is here, and Mary O'Neill is here as well. We're happy to answer.
Mary O'Neill.
Hiding in the back.
Okay, so we can go through these one at a time. Let's start if there are questions on the Historic Bluffton Arts and Seafood Festival. Any questions of any of the people out in the audience? There a motion? Amount requested $43,000. Amount recommended $43,000. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. The second is the Old Town Bluffton Merchant Society. Are there questions of staff or ATAC or anyone in the audience on this request? Amount requested $25,000, amount recommended $25,000. Is there a motion to accept?
Move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous, followed by the annual holiday celebration and tree lighting. Are there questions of the representative of Palmetto Bluff or ATAC?
Who's the representative of Palmetto Bluff?
Right there. Question? Because she needs to
Yes.
come forward. Come forward.
How accessible is Palmetto Bluff during this festival?
Public.
Artist has left the gate?
It is a greeter shed rather than.
She's a greeter, Fred.
We welcome you any day.
Okay, all right.
I have been to this. I'll tell you, it's full of Bluftonians and
Good.
a lot of tourists. It's a beautiful event.
It is. We've grown it every year. The
Yeah.
first few years we had it over at the inn, and this year we've grown it into the Village Green. So we expect a really fantastic event this year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Amount requested $25,000, amount recommended $25,000. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. Followed by May River Music Festival. For you Nashville fans, do y'all watch Nashville long ago? Brandon did. Thank you. Remember the young girl? Remember that little girl? She just wrote all the saddest songs. She's singing there. I saw it on Instagram last week. Any questions of the representative of Palmetto Bluff or ATAC? Amount requested $60,000. Amount recommended $60,000. Is there a motion to accept?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. Great job, Natalie.
Thank you very much.
Sam, as always, for your leadership in that role. Next, consideration of an ordinance amending the Town of Bluffton 2020 budget to provide for expenditures of certain funds and to carry forward unspent expenditures and encumbrances from the 2019 budget to the 2020 budgets. First reading. This is very regular information that comes around this time of year, isn't it?
Very regular, very
Okay.
regular.
Vicki is up.
This is our traditional budget carry forward for our CIP projects, and we have some projects that weren't quite finished up last year, so we're moving those funding sources available to completion of those projects for this year. Most of it is in our stormwater fund budget that we have to carry forward. And we did add a project addition for our 68 Boundary Street that is for additional drainage and Beaufort Jasper Water Services and sidewalk thicknesses, which is an additional $35,000 to the CIP project. And then also moving forward with the historic district sewer extensions. We had some ghost roads that we need to look into. So we moved some money into a new project for ghost roads, and we actually are requesting to add $17,000 into that to take care of all of those this year, so we can move forward with those projects and not wait until later times for that.
Perfect.
So we'll get all of those done. Also, we have a decrease to our general fund budget. The budgeted amounts that we had for our capital projects, not capital projects, excuse me, our capital equipment vehicles, the actual prices that came in that we were able to get under our POs came in less than what we had in our budget by $74,000. So we have a reduction to our general fund budget for that amount. And then we also have the need for a utility vehicle in our Public Works Department. They had a study done on our equipment, and there's some couple equipment items that we have that are past their useful life, and we can trade those items in, and we have another piece of equipment that we no longer can use, so we want to be able to turn those in. So we can get a new utility vehicle by turning in those items, and it's only going to cost us $545, which we can cover under our general fund budget, so we don't need to request any additional funds for that. Are there any questions on any of those items?
Questions? So does this mean our ghost roads will be cleaned up this year?
Ghost roads
Mr.
have-
Finger?
The majority of them have been surveyed. We've held at least one meeting with roads about the week before the hurricane, fairly well attended. We've decided to break them into little road groups, meetings for the people, and we believe that we'll have a substantial part of it done this year.
Get a list of those roads that
Yes.
are this year and what's on deck? Great.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So on that topic, you had them prioritized a year or two ago,
Correct.
but you said the survey, so you're saying that all of the ghost roads have been surveyed?
I think all of, is that fine? They all been, I don't know whether they've been completed. I think they've all been ordered. Am I correct?
Ask authorization right before the hurricane, so they should be starting this week.
All of them.
Whereas
That's
we were just
awesome.
doing it by sewer priority, now it's across.
So, if I may, so when would we estimate that we would actually have the first couple of ghost roads in our possession?
I think what we need to bring you is, once we have that survey data, we'll
Right.
put that in front of you, because that's going to tell the tale of timing. Because once we have that survey data, we can go try to quiet the title and claim those streets. After that, it's due process legally. The time spent's going to be figuring out true right-of-way versus somebody's backyard, side yard, or front yard. So I don't know the timing of the survey. They know that this is our very, very high priority for a lot of reasons. We paid for the survey completely, so I think let's push to get the survey back. I don't know how long it would take to survey every street, but 60 days, 30 days. So 30 days to get the survey. I'd like to show you all the true illustration that comes back, so we really know what we have, and then move forward.
And then it'll be either a series of hopefully donated quitclaim deeds, firm ownership in the town, or hopefully not a lot of condemnation actions to get it done. One way or the other, we'll get it done.
Right, any other questions? So this is first reading on the, okay, any other questions? No questions, Fred? Okay. So is there a motion to approve on first reading of an ordinance amending the Town of Bluffton fiscal year 2020 budget to provide for expenditures of certain funds and to allocate sources of revenue for the said funds to carry over unspent expenditures and encumbrances from the F9 2019 budget to the FY 2020 budget?
So
Is
moved.
there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. Getting ready to spend some money on Ghost Road. Brandon, you know what that is? Okay.
She'll let you know tomorrow.
I think most people in here don't know what a ghost road is.
Who knows what a ghost road is? Yes, thank you. Okay. Yeah. Staff and Tina and Josh.
And Josh?
Please.
What? Oh,
I believe Councilman Hamilton's asking me what a ghost road is. I think
Yes.
it's a road we can't see. I'm not sure, and it scares you at night.
scares you at nighttime.
But in the Old Town Master Plan, it really calls out for roads two different ways. It calls out for orphaned roads and ghost roads. What I simply call these are abandoned rights-of-way. They're streets or parcels of record that were abandoned at some point by the DOT, Beaufort County, or some unknown entity. Our Old Town Master Plan refers to them both as ghost and orphan, and I think we all have gotten into the habit of simply calling them ghost. They're abandoned right-of-ways. They're in people's what perceived backyards, side yards. Green Street was a good example in between the Hayward House and 68 boundary, now the Martin Family Park. It was abandoned right-of-way, a little dirt road for a long time, but nobody really claimed it. We claim that as part of our project, and I think that there's a lot of other abandoned right-of-ways in our old town that, for different reasons, stormwater related, access related, or simply finding the old town grid that used to be as a street network is very important to us as we claim these abandoned right-of-ways.
Y'all understand that now? Good.
Yeah, if I could add to that, Mark didn't mention, for us to bring sewer to a lot of these residents that are in these critical areas, we have to be able to get an easement, and when no one owns it and can't give you an easement, it's not yours until you go through this process. So that's why we got this on the top of our priority list instead of the bottom.
Thank you, Brandon. Let me use you as an example.
Okay, all in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous. Next is the consideration of an ordinance authorizing issuance and sale of not to exceed $5.2 million general obligation refunding bond series 2020 or such other appropriate series designation for the purpose of reducing the interest on the town's outstanding general obligation bonds taxable series 2010A. These were the Build America bonds, and they were dated July 10th, 2010.
This is, again, the second reading for this last month. We had Franny Heiser in, and she is our bond counsel, and presented the ordinance with additional information. We don't have any changes from the first reading, but we did have a question raised about carry forward that and be able to get an interest rate now, close it out now. According to Brian Nurick, our financial advisor, there were some conditions that would make it a little bit better for us to go ahead and go ahead with the bond sale in January, which actually will end in March at the call date. He stated that the current view is the federal interest rates will probably drop a couple more times before the end of 2019. There is a cost for that forward. The small par amount makes it a little bit more difficult to get a lower rate in the banking market, and that's where it would have to go. Bond interest is at only 15 years, so that 15-year period of time also makes it a little bit more difficult for us to get a good rate in the banking market. And then banking market now is at least about 3 points. So he suggested that we go ahead with the financially, we go ahead with the bond ordinance as presented last month.
Were some other questions? I know Larry had a question. I had asked that one. Thank you. Any other questions of Vicki or Mark or Terry? Or is there anyone here from, Franny's not here, Brian's not here?
No.
Okay. Any questions of Vicki on this?
All mine have been answered, so.
I would like, I think none of us have really talked together about it, but I have suggested to Mark that at strategic plan, we really do look at a tier B CIP list that any of us would be happy to move up to the first level if it doesn't stress staff, because staff's got so much on their plate, you know, to add something. But where is that level if there was some opportunity to bond, say we get lost, say we get that local option sales tax, or say whatever, that we do find some money. So I think we can discuss that in January, February, and also see where their workload is on what's currently on our list. Any other questions, thoughts? Not, is there a motion to approve on final reading the ordinance authorizing the issuance and sale of not to exceed 5.2 million general obligation refunding bond series 2020 or other appropriate series designation for the purpose of reducing the interest on the town's outstanding general obligation bonds taxable series 2010A dated July 10th, 2010.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. Brian, consideration of ordinance authorizing the town manager to execute an easement agreement providing a non-exclusive easement over certain real property owned by the town of Bluffton consisting of the parcel number mentioned on your agenda in favor of the Dominion Energy for the construction and maintenance of 111 Calhoun Street. First reading of two. Yes.
So the next 4 items are actually mine. They're all easements on town
Well,
property.
let's just stay up there.
Okay.
Good.
So this should look familiar. Again, we have to come before you to ask for an easement for lighting for the Wright Family Park. It's in favor of Dominion. This gives them the ability to come in and maintain their systems on town-owned property. We've already signed the agreement with them. That is what it looks like. It goes up Calhoun Street and then around the park. And again, that is the layout of the lighting around the park.
Mayor, may I cut in real quick? I was thinking about this after the fact, and we have a lighting standard, don't we?
Shepherd's Crook?
No, I meant a lighting foot candle standard.
Question for Heather. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Min, max, all that stuff. The county has it, and Town of Hilton has it.
We do have lighting standards.
Okay, it's not a big deal. My only point is, on this diagram, they don't show photometric curves. And so I think that would help y'all, staff, understand better if you had that visual tool to be sure that you're getting the lighting source where you need it to be. That's all. They can give you that.
Yeah, we could easily ask them for that. We do that for the street lightings. We have to get the encroachment permits, so. Do you have any questions about this particular motion for you? And this is first reading.
Any other questions of Brian or Heather on this? Thank you, Dan, for that, with your background in that world. Thank you for that question. Is no other questions? Is there a motion to read on first reading the ordinance authorizing the town manager to execute easement documents involving town property located at 111 Calhoun Street based upon the exhibits provided from Dominion Energy of South Carolina, Inc.?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. And now we're on to an easement agreement providing a non-exclusive easement over certain real property owned by the town of Bluffton. I'm guessing this is the same, this is all the same.
This one's a little different.
No, it is a little different, or it's 1319. In favor of Beaufort Jasper Water and Sewer for the construction and maintenance of sanitary sewer improvements to serve the property. Again, first reading of 2.
So this is the parcel out at New Riverside, the proposed New Riverside Park located at 200 New Riverside Road. The Bluffton Fire District they are building a new fire station located on their parcel. The barn is over here in this area. To construct their parcel and to get sanitary sewer service, they have to run a line here to the existing pump station that exists off of the town property. So they need an easement, a sanitary sewer easement in favor of Beaufort Jasper Water and Sewer Authority so they can maintain the line, and they need a temporary construction easement in order to build it. About 7,750 square feet. This is actually very good for us because they'll put the infrastructure in, and then we can tie into it when that project comes along.
Thank you. We're good partners.
Do you have any particular
Any
questions about
questions
this?
for Brian on this? And seriously, thank you, Chief, for this. This is an awesome area for y'all to look for the fire safety in our park, along with a library, I'm told today, that will be in that area. So it really is catering to those residents out there. So any other questions?
Yeah, this definitely will have flow capacity more than what is needed right now for future development of that
Yes.
site.
So their engineer has taken into account that we will be tying into it in the future, so it's definitely sized to handle any flow from, and we have, it's more of a passive park anyway, so it's not like we're gonna have residential flow going through that.
Is now. Now.
Park?
Passive park.
Yes.
All we can do there anyway is just bathrooms.
Right, I know, but I'm just saying, there's
Right.
things that are gonna probably go
Right,
there
and
as far as
it's sized, it's
fields and toilets
Bathrooms.
and stuff like that.
for our bathrooms, yes, it'll be sized for that.
Yeah,
So he even said for bathrooms, for
yeah,
water.
bathrooms
for
and water, stuff like
irrigation.
that.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Good question, Mr. Lutz. If not, is there a motion to approve the first reading of an ordinance authorizing the town manager to execute an easement agreement providing a non-exclusive easement over certain real property owned by the town of Bluffton located at 200 New Riverside Road in favor of Beaufort Jasper Water and Sewer for the construction and maintenance of a sanitary sewer improvements?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And your number 6, you're 6 and 7. Item number 6, consideration of an ordinance authorizing the town manager to execute an easement agreement providing a non-exclusive easement over certain real property owned by the town of Bluffton in favor of the Dominion Energy for the construction and maintenance of lighting improvements at 184 Bluffton Road. And this was asked of us last month. This is final reading.
Right, it's second
Just
final.
since there's a new crowd, do you want to pull up what?
Sure. So
we voted on?
very similar to what I just talked about at the Wright Family Park. This is at 184 Bluffton Road, and it's an easement in favor of Dominion. The layout, lighting around the property, parking lot area. This is the housing area in the front on Melacham Drive. About 5 or 10 feet wide.
Right.
Allows them to access the property and serve those lights.
Okay. Are there any other questions? No changes from
No
first
change.
reading?
No, ma'am.
So if no questions, no other changes from first reading, is there a motion to approve the second reading of an ordinance authorizing town manager to execute easement documents involving town property located at 184 Bluffton Road based upon the exhibits provided from Dominion Energy of South Carolina? Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And finally, the ordinance authorizing the town manager, it's item 7, to execute an easement agreement providing a non-exclusive easement over certain real property owned by the town of Bluffton, which is the parcel noted, in favor of Dominion Energy for the construction and maintenance of lighting for 68 Boundary. This is second and final reading, and I don't think there were any changes from first to second.
No final, or no changes. I can go straight to the layout if you want to see it. Martin Family Park. Favor of Dominion Energy.
Great. Any other questions of that? That park is looking really nice.
Yeah, it's been, there've been some setbacks, a little slow going there for a while, but it's coming together, and hopefully, hurricane, we can get it.
Going. Any questions? Any other suggestions on this? If not, we will have a motion to, if I got to read it first. Is there a motion to approve the second and final reading? Or you can read this, you know. Final reading of an ordinance authorizing the town manager to execute easement documents involving town property located at 68 Boundary Street based upon exhibits provided by Dominion Energy of South Carolina, Inc. Your second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That's unanimous. Thank you, Brian. Next, we have a lengthy consent agenda. That is all really amazing and great information. I would suggest all of y'all looking at it. They're hyperlinked to all the reports of growth management, police, Really good information, Chief, thank you. Finance, municipal, everything. Don Ryan Center, it's the town manager's report. So is there anything you want to pull off of these 11 items? If not, is there a motion to pass the consent agenda as stated on the agenda? Or not?
So moved.
Okay, second?
Second.
Any discussion? Did I give y'all time enough to read it?
I'd already read it.
Okay. I just want to shout out with Scott on the Bluffton Ambassador Program. I've heard so much great feedback from it already from people who are so proud to say they're ambassadors. It's been on Facebook and social media, so that is
89 ambassadors now.
89 ambassadors. So great. That's something the leadership program should go through. Good. Okay, any other comments? All in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And we have no public comment. Before we go into executive session, I was going to shout out Tina Toomer. We have two relatives in the audience. My daughter is right there, so thank you, Brandon, for coming. And Mrs. Toomer left. She saw enough.
Yeah.
So, thank you all
Cook
for
my
coming.
dinner.
Thank you, Thank you, Chief, for all the work you did with the hurricane. Everything. Thank you, everybody. Is there a motion to go in executive session for personnel matters relating to the town manager contract? And that's FOIA 3470A2.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? We are going to go in executive session. Y'all are welcome to hang out if you want. There probably is action from executive session. Dan? Oh, September 11th, ceremony tomorrow.